1st. Time for Countdown's number 2 story. Tonight's worst persons in the world. LeBron's to Commissioner Steve Rule of Canyon County, Idaho. A member of his family sent him an email on his county account, which he forwarded 26 times. It shows a photo of Michelle Obama on election night dressed in black and red, next to a photo of a black widow spider, and the caption is, "The female has a very wide backside, is black, and has a red hourglass-shaped marking on her belly. You can find this spider in closets, wood piles, under beds, and soon the White House." Shock of shocks, Commissioner Rule is a Republican. He issued a semi-non-apology apology, quote, "Apparently it offended some people, and I'm sorry." Our runners-up tonight, Billo and Dick Morris. Viewers would not laugh quite so loudly about their delusions of a conspiracy among Obama, Blagojevich, Rahm Emanuel, and for all we know, Reverend Jeremiah Wright. A conspiracy that Morris thinks means Obama will fire prosecutor Patrick Fitzgerald. Billo and Dick would not look that paranoid if they could only get Fitzgerald's name right.
But Obama must not fire Fitzpatrick, because if he does, the question will remain, is he covering up? Fitzpatrick indicted Resco, like you said. After the U.S. attorney, Fitzpatrick, and Fitzpatrick is on that trail.
If Fitzpatrick gets fired...
And remember that Fitzpatrick has perfect non-political credentials.
He's
the guy that...
I'm sorry.
Fitzgerald.
Fitzgerald.
But our winners, Billo in another shared honor with his fatuous Fix News colleague Gretchen Carlson about that imaginary war on Christmas. A co-host reminds her, "We've got to be tolerant. You've got to be tolerant of all people." Carlson says, "I am tolerant. I'm all for free speech and free rights, just not on December 25th. Meantime, Billo has reached new levels of this delusion. "What's going to be next is in our secular progressive society, they're going to try and revoke the federal holiday. You wait and see." No, you wait and see. Max Blumenthal on the blog The Daily Beast traces the history of this bull crap about a war on Christmas, and unfortunately it ties Billo and Gretchen Carlson and Chris Butters and John Gibson and the Wall Street Journal and all the others directly back to anti-Semites and white power crazies. Blumenthal's research says this first appeared in a 1995 book called Alien Nation, in which an anti-immigrant writer named Peter Brimelow said the use of happy holidays was a symbol of, quote, "weird aliens with dubious habits who had begun to erode America's white Christian, quote, ethnic core," unquote. This even though Brimelow is himself an immigrant to this nation from England. 4 years later, Brimelow founded VDare.com, a website used by white supremacist publisher Jared Taylor and Professor Kevin McDonald, who believes that Jews are genetically inferior to Gentiles. Brimelow held his first competition to find the most egregious attack in the so-called war on Christmas in 2001, and the winning entry that year concluded that the whole thing was the fault of the Jews. And now the cause of these racists and anti-Semites has been picked up by Bill O'Reilly and Gretchen Carlson and Fox News, today's worst persons in the world.